Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. I'm stacking bales. You have a better clip of that. Better if I stand back further. That can be the thumbnail. But we're stacking bales. But that is not the sole purpose of this video. So stacking bales actually were 275. So I'm going to do this as a separate video to the baling. So I'm not sure if this will come out first or we'll do the silaging. But if not, if this come out, this is coming out first. You got to look forward to some silaging video coming soon. But I've rambled on a bit there, gone a bit down a rabbit hole. But anyway, in today's video we are discussing what a comment made on one of my YouTube videos. So a comment was put on probably a couple of weeks ago, and it read, well, it's not there anymore. YouTube have actually removed the comment. Not sure why. Well, either that or the person that's written it's removed it. But it wrote, I've got a screenshot of it, so I do know exactly what it says, but we're not going to show the screenshot because I don't want to name and shame the person that's put it. And it wrote, boo-hoo, almost make, poor dairy farmer, boo-hoo, ... poor dairy farmer, almost makes you feel sorry for them. Right. Now, put yourself out there on social media. I always knew that you're going to end up with haters, trolls. Not saying this person's a troll. It might have been a genuine. They might not be acting sarcastically, but it did come across like they were trying to be sarcastic. The sole purpose of my YouTube channel is not to make you feel sorry for me. I don't do that. I'm just trying to put out there what real life farming is like and what problems we're having to deal with on a regular basis, which this year the main thing is the lack of fodder. Although we've just done a field of silage and it didn't come off too badly. I think we've got like 5 bales to the acre, which is quite good going really. We had like 4 or 5 bales to the acre off that field of second cut, but that's been an exception this year. Most of our second cut hasn't done very well, and actually I'll show you now why it's not done very well. Now, just show you on this perspective of this is all the second cut we normally do. So we've done about similar acreage that we normally do a second cut, but where the bales have ended here, they normally end all the way over there where them straw bales are. Them black bales are, sorry. They are straw, them bales, but they're black. Just easy for you to tell. So there's all this empty gap here. From there, you can make it out. From here to there. So there's a good, well, I'll actually work it out for you. Normally we do about 1,000 bales of second cut, 1,000 to 1,200 bales. This year we've only done 500. Now we have shut off 4 extra fields for second cut, and there we'll be doing them soon, just because we knew we were going to be short. So there's not only that big gap, but you think, oh well, this looks quite good. You're wrong. Because I'll just show you over here. So we're in the field with my brother's sheep. Those bales there are green. If the camera's picking it up, they're a slightly different colour. So there, where I'm pointing, that's the start. They're the start of this year's second cuts. There's 2 for the 6 columns of last year's second cut left at the back. So that's not great because, well, it is good. It is good in the fact that we've got that left over, but it's not great because it makes this stat look better than it is. Very thankful to have that second cut left from last year. If we hadn't got that, we'd be in a bit of a sticky situation. So there is a bit of a void here at the front, but we have got that at the stack as a bit of a buffer, which does help us out a little bit because we're lucky that we've got that left to sort of make this year's second cut last a little bit longer. But in all fairness, these are some really good second cut bales. We've So a lot of weight in them. They are a bit damp because at this time of the year you'll always struggle to make silage dry because you get heavy dew in the morning and the weather's a bit iffy in September. Well, we're at the end of September now. Next week's the 1st of October, so. But this is the latest that we've ever done set cut before. But yeah, it's not great really. But we'll have a look in a minute at where first cut should be. But all in all, we're at least half the crop of second cut, which is quite terrifying to think it like that. Although, like I've already worked it out, we've got approximately just 200 bales of last year's second cut. So there's like 700 bales of second cut, but 200 of that's last year's. But even with that, we're still 300 down. And these 4 fields we've got left to do, which we don't normally do for second cut, they won't give us 300 bales. They won't make that to 1,000. I would eat my hat if they did that, because it's not possible. They're not going to do that. So yeah, I'm not trying to say, you know, want you to all feel sorry for me, feel sorry for us having not enough silage. I'm just trying to put out perspective that actually we are massively short, and the fact that although the cows are back out, the milk cows are actually back out at night now, so they're only having about 1 bale of silage a day at the minute, which really they should be having a bit more, but we're trying to ration them a little bit because we actually want to make it through the winter with enough silage, because if we're feeding more silage now, come next spring we won't have any left. And then, because there won't only be us in this situation, there's a lot of other farmers in the exact same situation. And come next spring, everyone's going to be in the same boat where they haven't got any food to feed the cows on. So it's swings and roundabouts really, but if we can, you know, while the weather's good like it has been this past 4 or 5 days now, we haven't had any rain. Yeah, we've had a little odd shower of rain the past 4 or 5 days, but we've not had downpours or anything significant, shall we say. So while the weather's good, is what I'm trying to say is you can go out and graze and you can make them eat grass that's particularly probably, well, it's not especially very good grass. It never is at this time of the year. Like the quality of these bales isn't what it should be, because you know, we're in autumn now. You know, we're not in summer anymore. Autumn bales are not going to have the quality of, because the nights are drawing in and the quality just drops off because there isn't the daylight to make the grass like high quality, if that makes sense. Right, so it's actually the following day from me finishing off this video, just purely because the cow were calving and I got called away. But I just thought I'd show you another view of it. So this is the gap. So from the second cut there, where that bale finishes, it should come all the way up to here, where these bales are. That's where our second cut normally stacks, and as you can see there's a missing void. So that's one thing. Then first cut finishes there, right? Make that out. It should finish right up there where that load of bucket is, so it should come all the way up here. In fairness, well, I'll just show you. In fairness, we have actually fed probably like a dozen of these first cut bales. You can see there's bare patches where I'm pointing that's where we've taken a few, because we've just started feeding this last few days this year's first cut bales. So they should come from where they are there all the way to about here, where this grassy weedy bit's done. So that is a big chunk missing. And then spin the camera around like this, where this soil is here, we should have another stack of bales, first cut, right up there to the front of that house, and it should all the way come to the track. So that is how, this is how, I'm just trying to put into perspective how big the shortage is of silage this time. So you've got a big chunk missing there. We can normally stack about 700 or 800 bales there. So that's missing. That's missing. And then there's a big chunk there missing. So yeah, I'm just trying to show you how the perspective. I'm not trying to make you feel sorry for me, by no means. I'm just trying to put perspective, because I'm not the only one in this situation. A lot of farmers are in this situation. And granted, yes, I've got another 4 fields of second cut to do, but that won't even half fill this bit here. We had 71 bales off. Wait, 17, it's not quite 18 acres that field. So that works out about 4 to the acre. Another 4 fields, I think there's about 40 something acres there. There's about 40 odd acres, so if there's 4 to, I don't think there'll be even 4, because it's nowhere near a good a crop. So if I put, you know, say it's half the crop, well, it's quite easy to work out, isn't it? It's 40 acres, it's only going to give us 80 bales. If it gave us 3 bales to the acre, we'd be lucky and we'd have 120 bales, but I don't think that's going to happen, because it's quite a poor crop. But it's poor because of the weather. That is the main reason for it. And I had a few people have commented, and fair enough, they have, saying, you know, have you soil tested and other things like that. And I can't remember if I did, you know, fair enough if you ask him. But yes, we did soil test. I soil tested every field back in the spring. And they were all okay. The soil indexes were all about where they should be. The pH levels were all where they should be. Is there a compaction issue? Don't know, maybe. But that's another thing to actually look into, perhaps. You know, do the fields want reseeding? Possibly, that's another possible outcome. Because some of the fields have got really old meadow grasses in, and I'm trying to get 2 cuts a year out of them, which isn't what they're designed to do. So possibly a reseed might be due, but that's not going to fix this problem right here, right now, because actually this time last year, this stack come all the way out to where they were. Easy, he did it easy. We had, I think I said earlier in this video, we had 1,200 bales last year. I actually wrong, there was 1,500 bales, 1,500 bales of second cut. This year, we've only had 500 off the same acreage, so that's 1,000 less off the same acreage, but we're lucky that there's 200 bales of last year's stuff left at the back. So, you know, 1,000 bales of second cut have poof, vanished into fresh air. And 1,500 bales of first cut have vanished into fresh air. So that is 2,500 bales down. We are down compared with last year on the exact same acreage. That is absolutely mental. First cut though this year is a bit drier, so that does add an effect in. This year's second cut, I wouldn't say it's too different really to what it should be. That's probably about where it should be, dry matter content. We'll have to have some analysed at some point and we'll find out what it is. But that's enough of me waffling on. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully it explains a little bit the dire situation we are in. That's why we're trying to stick it out, and we're trying to limit the amount of bales we are feeding to the cows, because we'll be in a very similar situation to everyone else come spring, where they've got no fodder left. And if that's going to be the case, you know what we're going to do, because there'll be no one there selling any, and then Now what you can do, you know, you've either got to buy in fodder, which if it isn't there, you are stuck. You have to turn the cows out. You know, turning cows out in January, February is not an ideal situation. Or you've got the third option, which is sell your cows. Yeah, but anyway, I think all in all we might be alright. We might make it through the winter if we get a good third cut. I stress it enough that I don't think we will get a good third cut. It's had all the goodness, but I think it's just pushing it now a bit late in the year. You know, it's the 27th of September today. You know what I mean? It's not going to grow much more. It's a good fortnight off in my own opinion, but I think what we'll end up doing is stacking third cut in front of second cut and bringing that stack further forward. But even then, do you think he's going to even fill that hole? Probably not. Just point out there is an electric fence there. That's Jeff James's. He's got his sheep grazing what weeds are there. Well, weeds and bits of grass. But yeah, I'm going to stop waffling on now because you've probably had enough of that. But I think it just puts it. I just made this video to put it into perspective on how the situation is with the fodder, because it's not great, and it's not great for me. It's not great for anyone in this area. Some parts of the country seem to be doing all right, but we're not. We're in the part of the country that isn't. But yeah, please give it a like if you've liked it and subscribe below, and I will see you all in my next one. I'll see you. Bye.